All right, let's get started, everybody. So, I'm going to break down this GPP USD setup. Also, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I just started a free group channel. So, if you want to learn how to trade, this is a free group channel. I'm not going to charge. I might be charging a signal group maybe in the future, but for right now, you might want to take advantage and opportunity of joining that group for free. So, it's if you have a Telegram group, or even if you have a um a Discord group, it's going to be in the description for you. So be sure to take advantage of that. All right. So if you are struggling as a trader, maybe you want to have a trading community group that you just want to trade with, or you want to grab some new ideas, this is the way to go, guys. And I'm not playing, because right now my schedule is kind of changing and I really want to help you as a trader to grow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the way that I trade is supply and demand zones. Okay, what is a supply zone? What is a demand zone? All right, supply zone is, you usually look at it as support and resistance, but the reason why I call it supply and demand zone is because that's the way the market moves. Okay, the market might move to a high when the market is buying. That ends up being a supply zone when big market people start to sell, right? And it's the same thing when these big companies are giving these people discounts, and then all of a sudden they are at a demand zone to help these investors buy at a discount. Okay, so this is why we need to really understand why it is very important to know where you're trading at your zones. Okay, when you start to understand that, then everything will come to you. Okay, so let me explain it in GPP USD. All right, now as you can see in GPP USD, we are currently in an uptrending market. Okay, we are currently in an uptrending market, even though we were seeing some down movement. We are starting to see an inverse from that downward movement. Okay, now some of you guys are wondering, why would you buy if it's still selling? Well, technically I usually follow the trend. All right, so when in doubt, follow the trend. All right, I'm usually following the trend. So would you say that this is a supply zone right here? Absolutely. That would actually be the supply zone that you actually want to sell at. Okay, now the reason why I was buying here is because once the market started breaking highs and started creating higher highs and higher lows, then I started realizing, okay, the market is no longer wanting to come down. Okay, so you got a push up, a push down, push up, a push down. Here's a high, push up, break a structure, push down, and here's another high, and it may possibly continue to do that. Now, my trading window is usually from 8 a.m. or actually 7:45 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. because usually after 10:30 the markets start to slow down. All right, so let me go ahead and break it down for you why I was taking this buy, and I'll go ahead and break it down to you why I'll normally take this sell. Okay, so the reason why I was taking this buy, remember we saying it was in a uptrending movement. So let me go ahead and remove this right quick. It was an uptrend movement, right? And if the market was in a higher low phase, right? You really want to wait for a high to be broken before you can even create a demand zone on a bigger time frame. So for example, this high broke, right? So therefore, I will more than likely be looking for the major demand zone that are after breaking that high. Okay, so it broke this high. Let me go ahead and do that for you. And if you go back here, boom, here's a demand zone. That would be a demand zone. Now, sometimes it does not come to that demand zone. That's what I call my A setup, or you can say your A zone. Okay, you can name it anything you want to, but that's my first demand zone I usually tend to look for. Okay, because the market broke to the highs, and then it just seems like it no longer wants to continue to come back down. All right, now if it does not come back down, what do? We look for another demand zone. All right, you see it's coming down, but it didn't push all the way down. All right, now it broke this high. Okay, so once you can either wait for it to break this high or this high. I usually wait for this high right here, so we can go ahead and move this up. All right, and then my demand zone would actually be right here now, guys, I usually aim for a 1-to-1. All right, now sometimes my stop loss is very tight, so I risk 5 pips, and I go for 10 pips. All right, you can literally go for a 1-to-1, means 10 pip stop loss, but you can have a bigger lot size and a smaller stop loss. So even if it hits you out, you're not losing that full 1%. Right. So when you do win, you win big. And even if you lost and you lost little, the next trade you win big, you win big. So that's why one-on-ones are very crucial, because it constantly builds your profits. All right. There's nothing wrong with swing trading. There's nothing wrong with day trading. But I think sometimes swing trading, it gets you into this emotional mentality where you do not know when to take profits, because your mind gets greedy and it wants more and more. Now, there is a lot of times where you can create a bigger RR out of these smaller time frame trades, but that's up to the trader itself and his choice. I usually go for a 1-to-1. Sometimes I go for 1-to-2s and 1-to-3s. Sometimes I go to 1-to-10s, depending on the liquidity that I see in the market. Okay, so we get back to this. So you see that there was a retest. Usually after the retest, I'll wait for the candle to come back and break this high. But lately I've been entering aggressively. So you can enter aggressively right here. Put your stop loss literally below this candle, and that is literally a 6 pip stop loss, and you aim for 10 pips. It's already at your take profit level. All right, that is as simple. You can go back to you can rewind this video if you really want to see this. Now let's get to the supply zone. Why the supply zone would probably a little bit more valid. Okay, so you have a downtrend, right? You have a downtrend market, right? But usually you really want to look on a 1-hour time frame when this is happening. And that's what I usually look at. So it's a downtrend market. All right. So we already know it's a downtrend, or you can get a 15-minute time frame. All right. So we're looking at lower highs and lower lows right now. All right. So since this has broken this low, remember, guys, I'll wait for a break of structure. All right. I'm always waiting for a break of structure, so that way I know where the market wants to go. If you are just guessing, if you're playing this guessing game, trying to figure out where the market is going to go, where the market is going to be, if it's going to be buys and sells, you're not really going to get far. You want to really make sure that the market is showing its hand before it actually, before you actually decide to make any decision. Okay, and that's where I see a lot of traders get tricked up. So since there was a low broken, let me go ahead and demonstrate this low broken. All right, so since there was a low broken, since there's a low broken, all right, there's now is what I call a supply zone. You can call it resistance zone, but it's a supply zone. Okay, this will be your supply zone, as you can call it resistance if you want, your resistance zone, to be looking for sales. Now this zone is a little bit big. It's about a 12 pip stop loss, but that is nowhere near 20 pip stop loss, 30 pip stop loss. All right, now this is how I usually trade. Once the market breaks to that low, I am waiting for a retest zone. All right, so remember, once you want it to touch, you don't want to get in just because here, and you can call it an order block as well. You don't want to get in just because the market is like, oh, barely tapping. No, you want it to tap. All right, be disciplined. This is where you get disciplined. All right, so the market didn't tap, I leave it alone. I'm waiting for an actual crucial retest. All right. All right, this is where you can get in the market. Okay, you short it. Once you see that rejection, now usually you want to see a rejection. You don't want to see a push up and a close. You don't want to see that. You want to receive a rejection, because that's telling you that the market wants to continue down. All right, and literally you can, your take profit level will be right there if you want to, or you could just go for a 1-to-1, as I said before. All right, boom. So your 1-to-1 is there. All right. So now I would put it right here, just because this is a low liquidity that the market could be coming to, or you can put it right here because sometimes there is a demand zone right here that it might come to as well. All right. Yeah. So that's how I trade, guys. That's how you want to do it. Please rewatch this video, and I'm telling you, the market will give you clues and signs and so many wonders. All right. So I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, join the free Discord group. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it. All right. Peace out.